3, 2, 1.
Wow. First clap of the new year.
First clap of the new year. First clap of 2024.
Y'all ready to clap some cheeks this year?
Oh, baby.
What cheeks are you most excited to clap in 2024?
I think I'm most excited to clap my own cheeks this year.
I was going to say my own cheeks.
Yeah!
Let's clap each other's cheeks.
Yes! Clapping each other's cheeks, clapping our own cheeks.
Clap your homies' cheeks this year.
Yeah, why not?
2024, the year of... We just learned this, and I can't remember what it is.
The year of... Oh, are you talking about...
Like
what are you talking about?
2024 Chinese year is...
Dragon?
Dragon!
Yes!
Dragging these nuts across your mom's ass.
Oh, yeah, baby. Dragging my cheeks across myself while I clap my own cheeks and
Dragging
yours.
my cheeks across America. That'll be the new tour.
Oh, baby.
Let's get clapped.
Well, everybody?
Should be the name of the new tour. The new
Let's get
tour.
clapped.
I can't speak.
The new tour.
New year, new speech
2024.
impediment. Who dis?
Welcome, everybody, to the Brain Leak Podcast 2024 edition.
Woo!
New year.
We made it!
Woo, 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 woo. An episode has already gone out this year, but this is the first time that we're recording in the new year.
Yeah,
so,
fuck the Rambo episode. That had problems. That was supposed to go up way earlier because we recorded it like over a month ago. Look, there was camera issues, but we fixed it. We didn't lose the episode.
No, we didn't lose the episode.
We've never lost an episode.
Never have we ever.
Put a finger down if you've never lost an episode.
Never have I ever.
Never have I ever lost 2 episodes.
No. Well, it's a new year, folks. New year, new you. Listening to Brain Leak all the time, right?
How was 2023 a thumb up or thumb down for you?
Ooh, thumb down.
Thumb down?
Yeah.
I've heard that sentiment a lot.
There was good stuff in 2023.
Okay, is this a thing that we do where it's like it's a thumb down because all I can remember is the last 2 months of 2023?
Quite possibly, actually.
Because I think that too, where I'm like the last 2 months were so fast and so hectic that I'm like, oh man, I kind of came out of the year like sad and miserable. But I'm like, so much great shit happened in 2023.
Man, we really do stack a lot of shit on at the very end of the year. And like, the holidays are fun and it's nice, but it's also so stressful. So I think that does impact the end of the year because you're tired. By the time we get to New Year's, you're fucking tired. And you have that week after Christmas where you're in a weird purgatory.
Evelyn showed me a good meme, which was a cat confused, and it said between the 25th and the 31st? Is it 31 days in December? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like between the 25th and the 31st, it's like full of bread and not knowing what day of the week it is. It's like, I have no idea what's going on. Everyone's off. It's like you can't tell what's going on outside because no one's in their like 9-to-5s as much. All the kids are off school. I'm like, what day is it?
It's weird.
All I did was eat carbohydrates and fry my brain.
Right? I felt so off and I was so full all the time.
Yeah. I remember being a kid and I woke up and all I did was eat chocolate and sweets and food all day. And it was amazing. It was like the one day I was allowed to just do whatever the fuck I wanted. And now I'm an adult and I'm like, I'm going to do that. And then I have my breakfast and I eat like a cake or something. And I'm like, man, I'm out for the day. I can't do that. I made like a full Christmas dinner for the first time, like at home on my own. I made it. And I was like, I'm going to do this. This is my thing. I love cooking. I've never made a Christmas dinner. And it was amazing. But then it was like I had breakfast and then dinner at 7 p.m. And then I was like, I'm done. That's all I need.
I'm done. I felt so bad because my mom made like a bunch of Christmas cookies. And then for one of my gifts, it was just a tin of cookies. And she's like, you can eat them right now. And I was like, I appreciate this gift. I don't really want to.
Eat them. Eat them right now. Tell me you like them.
But yeah, I felt bad because I was like, I really appreciate this and I will over time eat these. But now I'm at the point where I'm like, I can eat like a cookie.
Yeah, Mom, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint.
Yeah, I used to sprint so fast.
She's like, eat up, just like young Ethan used to do. Nom nom.
Not anymore.
Here come the cookie.
Here come the cookie. Not anymore. Not anymore. There's so much. I don't know if you shared the same thing that I'm about to say, but there's so much for us to talk about. There's so many things. It's wild.
Is there?
Yeah. There's so much stuff.
Okay, you're going to have to prioritize these. What's the least important one to talk about?
Least important one to talk about.
What's one that we can just say and like blow past?
Well, there's so many things. I think the least important one for me, and the one that I was very excited about, but now there's too much information, was all the Epstein stuff was coming out.
Right.
And it's also like depressing, but all of these names were released. But the court documents, I don't know why
I would just like to go out and say me and Ethan's names are not on this list.
They're not
We
on the
don't
list.
know Epstein. I had never heard of his name until he died.
Not only have I not been to his island, haven't been to a single island in my life. No islands for me.
You came to visit me.
That's...
UK is an island.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've been to one island.
Didn't you go to the Bahamas? Isn't that an island?
Listen, I think that being on an island is more of a state
I
of
think
mind.
you don't know what. Just because Mr. Beast doesn't own them does not make them non-islands.
I've never been to an island before.
I'm being a bad improv partner. Yes, and
Yes, and never island. What I wanted, and I realized afterward, I was like, I don't know why an official court would do this. I wanted just a list of names.
yeah,
I didn't realize that it was going to be a 2,000-page court document.
yeah, when they were like, they're going to unseal the document and we're all going to get the names. It's like, that's like reading Dune.
I'm not reading that.
It's like, I'm just going to go to Reddit and get the cliff notes and they'll tell me who bad person. Turns out all of them.
Yep, Stephen Hawking was there.
Yeah, I also saw that George Lucas's name was on the list. And I
George
was-
Lucas's name was on the list.
Yeah, but then people were pointing out that the list wasn't just the people who were involved in the horrible shit. It was also people who knew the people who were involved in the horrible shit, and also people who just knew Epstein, and also people who were potentially clients that he was going to bring over and like show off to. It was basically just a list of rich people.
It's all very confusing, and I don't
But
really
again,
know.
I didn't read the document, so I don't know. I could be way off base.
Yeah,
I just think
I have no idea.
turning around and saying George Lucas is a pedophile is that's a big dick swinging accusation that I don't really want.
Bold claim, and we don't have enough information.
Yeah,
But
I'm going to be smarter than most internet people and not start throwing that word around at people.
Yeah, so that was an exciting thing
Maybe use
to
a different
happen, that's all.
adjective.
Yeah, that was a different
Interesting.
adjective. Interesting.
That
Yeah,
was
we'll go
that
with
was a
one.
time. That was definitely one of the times of 2023.
No, 2024.
Oh, that's true. It did happen in the new year. New year. New list.
I saw a great tweet that was like Santa, Epstein, and Schindler battling
Oh,
for who has the most
Who has the
famous
naughtiest
list.
list? Oh. Oh.
Anyway, other thing that I thought was fun and I completely forgot about, Steamboat Wilson.
Isn't it Steamboat
Willie.
Willie?
Yeah, but you know.
Oh, you're being funny.
Yeah.
You're being quirky. I see.
Yeah.
I see. Yes, Steamboat William has been put up for auction.
He's just out there now.
He's just fucking
He's out
running
there.
around.
Yeah. The copyright ran out for Steamboat Willie version of Mickey.
How did he... This is the wrong question to be asking right now. Why Steamboat Willie?
Like, why the name?
Yeah, I don't like that name. It sounds like a plantation owner. I don't like what that sounds like it infers.
I didn't even think about that until now because it's Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, Mickey Mouse and Steamboat Willie do not go together whatsoever.
Is he Mickey? I don't know the Steamboat Willie lore. Is the episode, because I know it's like an episode. So is the episode just called Steamboat Willie? So they're referring to.
So he's not actually Steamboat Willie.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Either way, saying the term Steamboat Willie definitely puts you back in like the 1800s.
Mm-hmm. But he's out in the public domain now.
Yeah.
And I have opinions about it.
Okay.
And questions.
That's what this is for. Mm-hmm. Safe space. Until it goes out on the internet and then they'll tear you apart.
Yes. So there's a few things that I am wondering about. So the copyright is up. Disney no longer can sue you for doing things with the Steamboat.
Other Mickey Mouse, you're fucked. Walt will come out of the grave and kill you.
How do you differentiate that? So, like, as soon as it happened, I think it was on January 1st, a trailer dropped for another shitty horror movie. It's called, like, Mickey's Mouse Trap or something like that.
Yeah, there was also a horror game, like Infestation 88 or something.
Yeah, because the same thing happened last year with Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh went into public domain, and so Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey or whatever was released.
Which I heard was awful.
Heard it was awful. I watched the trailer for the Mickey Mouse one. It looks really bad. And so it seems like an obvious, from my point of view, kind of an obvious cash grab of like, okay, we can profit off of this thing going into public domain. And it bums me out a little bit because it just doesn't seem like there's any thought put into it.
Yeah.
And it's just a shitty thing because like the Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey made like $5 million, but it only cost like $100,000 to make, according to IMDb. So I don't know how.
I don't think that movie should have cost that much to make.
I have no, but I mean, in the grand scheme of things, movies costing money, $100,000 is nothing.
Yeah, that's true. It does cost a lot of money to make a movie.
But looking at the trailer for Mickey's
Revenge,
whatever
Mickey's
it's
Playpen.
called, Mickey's is it
Mickey's Mouse Hole? I don't know.
Mickey's Mouse Hole. But looking at the trailer, like it just looks like Mickey Mouse, and so I'm like, okay, where are they gonna draw the line?
Well, Steamboat Willie has specific shorts on, and he has a hat. Regular Mickey Mouse doesn't have the hat.
Well, I don't think that they had a hat in the trailer. I think it was just a mask of Michael Mouse.
Michael Mouse. Also, Steamboat Willie has no gloves. Mickey Mouse has gloves.
Steamboat Willie doesn't have gloves?
No, he just has, because it's black and white, so he has the shorts, which are white, and his boots are like gray. I don't know. I'm not a fucking lawyer.
Very similar though. So I wonder if, because people are like, oh, it's free reign, we can just do whatever we want now with Steamboat Willie version of Mickey Mouse. I wonder if people are going to get a little bit ahead of themselves, and then Disney's going to sue them anyway, because it's like the likeness is too similar to current present day Michael.
All I know is that you shouldn't fuck with the mouse.
Yeah, that's true.
You fuck with the mouse, he'll take your house. That's what they say in the bar exam for becoming a lawyer. They're like, what's the one entity not to fuck with? And everyone just signs the Disney logo.
That's actually the first rule of Fight Club.
you mess with the mouse, he takes your house.
Yes. It's spooky though, but I'm not excited about the current content coming out. I
think some people out there will be very smart. Well, that's the thing. It's like the real art houses of the world, like Ari Aster of the world, or a Denis Villeneuve, those types of people. Like, they're not going to pick up Mickey Mouse and fucking Winnie the Pooh. Like, all the people who can do something good with it already have their own original ideas or are adapting other stuff. It's like, they're not going to touch the mouse.
No, there's no point.
I do like that the first port of call is a horror movie, though. I do like that that's... Maybe FNAF has fucked us all. Poppy Playtime. I saw Bendy and the Ink Machine is getting a movie.
So I think that one, like, it's a horror. They lean to horror because that is kind of what is popular right now because of those games. But also at the same time, like, what else are you gonna do?
Yeah, I guess because it's the contrast of like what has Mickey never done, which is cut the head off someone.
Yeah. Oh man. What if though leaned the other way? Is, you know, Mickey's never cut the head off of somebody. Mickey's also never given head to somebody.
I'm sure the Steamboat Willie porno is being made as we speak. But Steamboat Willie doesn't have a voice. He just whistles, right?
I think so.
It's not that like
were voices,
which is
were
like
voices invented back then yet?
No, I think voices came out when color TV came out.
I did see that, and it's again a ballsy move, but it is legal. Corridor Digital just posted unedited original Steamboat Willie to their channel. Just full. And it's just like, oh, I guess you can do that.
True. We could literally just sit down and watch that for an episode.
Yeah.
It would be a great minute and a half.
Yeah. But I was just like, oh, wow, yeah, that's right. You can just do that.
Have you ever watched that cartoon?
I have not.
It's
not in its entirety.
It's not great.
Yeah, well,
it's 1928. Like no one. It's like it's not going to transcend time the way. Yeah, it will. It's like where animation. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not an animator. I'm just like speaking, and then my brain's like, "What are you talking about?" And then that's the thing that comes back, and then everyone's like, "Sean, you're a fucking dumbass." There's one thing I want to bring up, which is it harkens back. Was it last year that the Amber Heard Johnny Depp thing happened?
I think that was 2022, but because I can't really remember.
That was all happening, and I didn't really know what the case was about. I didn't really care about either of them. I just saw memes on Twitter, and this is my own fault for doing this. I had a video where I was like parodying other stuff, and I had seen the memes of people doing her dog stepping on a bee, and I thought, oh, funny meme. Like in the clip, it looks like she's trying to act, but it's not working. And I thought that's where it ended. I thought it was a silly story.
Did her dog step on a bee?
Yeah, it was like a story she was telling, and then there was a point in the story that she said, "My dog stepped on a bee," and she's all distraught about it. And I like poked fun at that a little because of the memes that were going around, and I was like, the whole internet's like talking about this stuff. Can't be that serious. It's like two celebrities going at it in court. And then I did that thing, and I was like, that's how you believe yourself. And I like made myself tear up. And then after that happened, so many people came down on me and were like shitting on me for making fun of like sexual assault and sexual abuse. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that that's what this was all about. I'm like, that, like, it's all on me. That was stupid of me to like chime in with a meme that I knew nothing about. But I was like, I'm just doing the meme like everybody else is doing. And then it turns out that the case was like way more serious. And I was like, guys, I'm sorry. I don't care about Johnny Depp either. Like, I'm not trying to like pick a side here. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
That's one of those things where I'm like, I shouldn't speak before I have the full picture anymore. And that was one of those things where I'm like, I'm doing kind of like getting involved in stuff that has nothing got to do with me. Mm-hmm. At least stuff that I haven't like looked into enough.
I most of the time don't know hardly any information about anything.
Yeah, and that's why I was like, man, this really shows that I shouldn't get my information from Twitter and Reddit of what's actually going on before I like make up anything else. But to anybody out there who has suffered from sexual abuse and sexual assault or anything like that, I'm sorry. I never meant to make fun of anything like that. I never would. And I don't think I ever have in the past. At least not in my adult life. I'm sure I was a fucking dickhead when I was a teenager. I just wanted to get that out in the open because I don't think I've ever addressed that. And I felt bad about that for a very long time.
It seems like that was weighing on you for a really long time. I didn't even realize that. I didn't know that happened.
Yeah, it's like, well, a certain like subset, like most of my community probably didn't know that was a big deal. I think because Amber Heard lost the case, so then everyone came down hard on her. And I'm like, I don't have a dog in this race at all. I don't like, because a lot of people were saying, oh, he's siding with Johnny Depp. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I don't care about Johnny Depp.
I just made a joke in a TikTok video. I don't know what's going on.
I don't care about Johnny Depp either. I also saw like the clips of him like talking to the jury and how he was like using his charisma to get through it. And I'm like, I don't think that's the right set.
Up the jury.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think that's the right setting to do that in. Like, it's a serious court case. It's being televised, but...
You allowed to rizz up the jury?
Clearly. I don't know. I'm not getting involved in this. I've never been to court. I was asked to be on jury duty once when I was 18. And then I was like, oh, man, I guess I have to go to this thing. I don't know what it is.
Is it mandatory in Ireland?
Yeah. So it was like a week to go. And I was like, I guess I have to go here and do this. And like my mom will drive me and I'll just be like sitting there. I'll be the youngest person there. And then it was so unlucky as well. Just like turning 18 and then getting the thing to be like, you're of age. Here you go. And then a week to go, I was in Dublin Zoo and I got a text message being like, you don't have to go. The case got settled or like it's not going to court anymore. And I was like, thank God. And I was like, do I ever have to go to jury duty now? The fact that it was asked and then passed, does that mean I can't get asked again?
I mean, I don't know how it works in Ireland. You can get asked to go to jury. I think it's kind of random in the US. I know it always happens like at least once, I think. I was summoned for jury duty during like peak COVID, and I just responded and I was like, nah, I'm not coming to this because of COVID. And I didn't think that would work, and they were like, yep, that checks. You do not have to come. And I was like, oh, yes, did it.
It's like they sent you a party invite. It's like, nah, I'm busy that day. And they're like, chill, that's fine. That's cool. It's like, do you want to come to jury duty? No worries if not.
that's kind of like what it sounded like, because I think that they were probably sending out a lot of jury duty stuff at that time, being like, we need jurors, but we understand that people are not going to come in, and I think during a pandemic they probably can't enforce that anyway. But I remember like years ago, Mika got called into jury duty, and I don't really remember like what the case was, but she ended up becoming the like lead juror that at the very end like presented everything.
She got to say someone was getting killed.
Yeah, she did, and that's absolutely what happened.
Damn, Texas is rough.
It was some case about like workers' comp or some shit. I can't remember. But anyway, she was like, well, I have to be here for X amount of hours per day. Might as well actually like participate and stuff. And she's super into like true crime stuff. Anyway, this was not a case in that way. But she was like, I might as well just pay attention. So she was like the only one actually like paying attention and taking notes. And then when it came for the jury to like make a decision, they all like got together, and she was like, oh, like I think I'm the only one that's been paying attention and like taking notes on this.
That's just kind of fucked,
everyone,
don't you think? It's like, I guess for like more serious cases where someone can go to jail for life and like is on trial for murder or whatever, like you have to pay more attention. But it's like, you bring a bunch of people in who don't want to be there, of course they're not going to pay attention.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's what most people are doing, because it was a very boring case. Again, it was like somebody like suing their workplace over workers' comp or whatever.
I don't know what mine was. I'm sure it's some misdemeanor.
I think that if I got summoned for jury duty, I think that I would do the same thing. I think that I'd be like, well, might as well pay attention. I would try.
I think I would be great at it. My toxic trait is thinking I'd ace jury duty. If I was there, I think I would pass with flying colors.
All the comments are going to be like, Ethan, you can't fucking read. What makes you think that you would be
You can't even pay attention during this podcast.
Jury duty. I go to jury duty, and the whole thing is me just slowly approaching the judge's stand so I can grab the gavel. And I'm just like, Wow, that looks so much
You're sitting
fun.
next to the guy. You would get told off like a classroom for talking during a trial. You'd be next to the guy going, "What's this suit, mister? I like this material. Where'd you get this from?"
I would love like my offhand comments during a fucking court case.
I saw a great comment on the Rambo episode that just went up. Somebody saying because we were talking about Meat Canyon, which funnily enough, we were like, I said, if you've done something wrong, if Meat Canyon makes a video on you, and he uploaded a video 4 days before that saying, I'm not doing those types of videos anymore. But that episode we recorded is like 2 months ago. But somebody said if Meat Canyon ever did a video on Ethan, it would be you just walking around a room talking to everybody and repeating whatever you found funny that they said.
That's exactly what it would be.
You'd walk up to everybody like, "Hey, mister, what's going on?" And they'd say like, "Fart nugget." And you'd be like, "Fart nugget." And then you'd move on. That would be the whole bit.
Oh, man. Meat Canyon, if you're watching this episode and you ever for some reason make a video on me, please let me do the video. Actually, no.
Why would you ever want? That's how you get immortalized. Have you seen the Mark one? It's like better than watching a Mark video.
It's so funny. I don't want to do the video. It's so hard making history.
Oh, you've got all the milk.
If you ever make a video on me, Meat Canyon, let Sean do the video for me.
Oh my God, I would love to.
It's so
I would nail my audition. I would audition for you better than I'd audition for myself.
Yeah, me too.
I have no idea what I sound like to other people.
You sound
Just
normal.
blah, 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 you know?
That's what I'm saying. What's this guy even saying? Potatoes and stuff. Irish.
He said top of the potato to me once.
Oh man.
But yeah, Hunter, if you ever want to come on pod, hit us up.
Pod.
Let us pick your ear. Let us talk to you about how much Swifties hate you.
Oh man, watching that video, yeah, he got a lot of hate from Taylor Swift people.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I didn't get as much hate from Swifties when I made my like how well do I know Taylor Swift video. But I think it may be because the whole time I was walking on eggshells.
Yeah.
And every time I made a joke, I was like, ah! Don't freak out.
Dude, fandoms in general are built on eggshells. That's the foundation. That's the bedrock with which they stand on. Even our own, it's all eggshells. Don't say anything bad about my favorite. I will crush you into eggshells. It's actually people's bones crushed up. And that's what they walk across. And I can see it right now. You're internalizing it. You're like, what can I say that doesn't get me in trouble?
I have a question for you.
Sure.
That's kind of about fandoms.
Do you like Taylor Swift?
Do you like Taylor Swift? Okay, I was thinking about this yesterday. Okay, because for some reason Aliens was trending on Twitter.
Hell yeah.
Didn't click on it. I don't know what was going on. But I was recording a video. I don't remember actually what it was, but I went down a rabbit hole of because I was like, wait, you have to wash fursuits. You can't just leave them out stankin', and I'm sure a lot of people do. And then I thought, and I looked up a tutorial on how to clean a fursuit.
Please tell me you recorded all of this.
This is all in a video. This is not in my own time.
Okay, great.
But then I was thinking, we never talk about alien comedy. Do aliens have bits? And furthermore, do aliens have furries or something similar? You know? I always think about aliens being so serious.
It's like Enrico Fermi, the Fermi paradox, when he talks about like a universe is so many years old, the building blocks of life, like the statistics of life actually existing are not as low as we think. There must be intelligent life out there. Do you think the natural step after that is once you make a civilization, you get a hierarchy, we're all civilized and we live in a society, Joker meme. And like, we're at a certain, I can't remember what level civilization are we, level 1 or 2 or something. But is there a point where after a certain amount of time when a civilization comes out and intelligent life forms, furries and comedy have to exist? I think so.
Must be.
Well,
I think so.
let's break this down. I need a pen so I look smart. If furries are based on
This will be the
animals,
thumbnail.
so if we base our own furryology on the fact that it's animals roaming around, then vis-a-vis, it would have to be that the aliens' fauna are what are causing the furries. So what does alien fauna look like? Let's put this up on a graph.
Oh, this is very interesting.
Only to us.
I think so. But here's another question. Bouncing back to the civilization thing that you just said, when did we start joking around?
What was the first joke?
Oh my God. That's wild to think about because it doesn't even seem real. But it was. There was a first joke.
A first prank. It had to be a non-verbal. It can't be like a setup punchline kind of thing. It has to be like a, I put my finger in your ass, ha ha ha.
It literally was probably just two cavemen and one of them took a stick, hit the other on the head and just, ha ha.
And then the other one went, and then they just started hitting each other. That was it.
Yeah.
Or they had like a very primitive, like, he was like, and then he pointed at the other guy's mother and went, and then that was it. Like the world's first yo mama joke.
God, I bet it was that.
We need to get some antiquarians on, some historical, what are they called? Not archaeologists, anthropologists.
Anthropologists, yes. I feel like it would probably be similar to the way that babies think things is funny.
Yeah.
Babies and cavemen are not too dissimilar in the way that they think.
But babies find other things funny. Like the cavemen were sitting around and some animal like fell out of a tree and both of them laughed at that. But they didn't create that comedy. Because if we're doing that, then jokes go way back. Like apes before cavemen were already telling those jokes.
We're already telling those jokes. They were stealing. The cavemen stole these jokes from the great ape.
Here's a question. Who was the first Nepo baby? In the great ape kingdom.
Man.
Someone's ape son took over and no one challenged him. And they were like, yeah, whatever. He's that guy's. I was trying to think of a funny monkey name, but none of them sound good.
I mean,
He's Banana Lover's son. Is that good?
The first Nepo baby was the first alpha, you know? Take it like this, okay? Think of it like this.
I don't know whether to broaden my mind or get rid of my mind at this point.
Get rid of it. Throw it all out. 2024, new brain, okay? Think of a wolf pack or a lion pride. You know, there's the alpha or whatever.
Yeah.
Right?
What up,
And
dog? I'm
like,
the alpha.
And I don't even know if this is real or not. But when I think about lions, I think of there only being one dude.
It's kind of how it is. They find their own pride.
Right? It's kind of just one dude.
There's a term for that, like a system, like roosters, where a rooster has like 10 hens and he takes care of his flock. There's like a term for that type of society.
So think of it like that, though. The first Nepo baby must have been the firstborn son.
Yeah.
And he was just like, oh, I guess I'm the
Simba.
I'm
in The Lion King.
It's Simba coming out, and he's like, oh, I'm the king now, even though all the women do all the work. And they all do the hunting and stuff.
Isn't that what most kingdoms were? Any society that had a king, it was like, the women do all the work. All I do is fuck around.
Yeah, that's the first Nepo baby.
Yeah, kings didn't do shit. But they got all the glory. I still can't believe some kings and queens and royalty actually exists. It's stupid. Anyway, we're talking about what the first joke ever made was.
Yeah.
What about the last joke?
Who truly will have the last laugh?
I hope it's like the last two humans on Earth right before existence ends, and they go, "See you next week," and then he goes, "Huh, dead." That's it.
But man, what if that's so tragic? You know, if a tree falls in the woods and there's nobody around to hear it, did it make a sound? You know,
You got that right.
if you're the last person on Earth,
This is like watching Bush try to say "fool me once" all over again.
if you're the last person on Earth, you make a joke. There's no one there around to interpret it
Schrodinger's
as
joke.
a joke or laugh. Is it even
The
a joke?
quantum joke. If you make a joke in a vacuum and no one's around to hear it, it can't collapse the wave function. There's nothing there to observe it. It's a quantum joke. I guess you
We
observe
gotta
it.
we gotta get Hank Green on the podcast.
We
and
gotta get
ask him-
Schrodinger on the pod.
We gotta get Hank Green on the podcast and ask him all of these really dumb questions.
Yeah, and call it like science for babies.
And he'll just sit there and just go, "No, that's not how that works."
Yeah,
Fucking idiot.
which is why you have him on. He's a mediator. We should have debates about who's more right in the most wrong way. Where we
Me
both
and you,
believe something
or-
and we have to both take a topic we know nothing about and really double down with no research on what we know about it.
Yeah, I mean, because if I think that it's true, who's to tell me it's not? Who are
See-
you to tell me that it's not true?
That's the problem with most people these days. I read it on Facebook. You weren't there. You don't know.
I thought about this in the privacy of my own home, didn't read anything. I just thought about it.
Yeah.
And this is the conclusion that I've come up with.
And I came up with that myself. You listened to someone else and they told you what was right. Who's the
Yeah.
real sheep? Huh?
I'm my own shepherd, baby.
Yeah, I'm my own flock. I have no friends and no one likes me. So all my opinions are all correct.
So back to alien furries. Do you think they have them?
Yeah.
They must.
I think with any sort of intelligent life, there's debauchery. Even in ape kingdoms. Oh my God, we literally just turned into Joe Rogan. I just realized there's a period of time that white men have a podcast before they Rogan. You never go full Rogan. Oh,
What were you just saying
I
about the
saw
great
a monkey fight a
apes?
bear last week. Jamie, pull it up.
A monkey would stand no chance against a bear. Continue.
I was going to say, even apes have like sauciness to them. Like they're
Like that,
they
like that
appreciate
gorilla that kisses the guy.
they appreciate like sex and nudity. If they're doing it, of course, intelligent alien life is doing it.
Remember, we have to have had talked about this on the podcast, but remember when we were in Ohio for Wade and Molly's wedding and we saw that monkey dig into his own ass and eat it?
Yep.
He thought that shit was funny.
At Dublin Zoo, when I got called off for jury duty, I saw a monkey jerk off. Who's the real apes? Apes are
And you
just
looked at him,
apes in a
you
zoo are just a really big mirror held up to society to show us what we really are.
You're seeing the monkey jerk off and you just put your hand on the glass and just, I see you.
And
I
love
really see you. You're not alone.
He just like us. He just like me. Mom.
God, dude. The next time you come over here, the next time I go over there. Does London have a zoo? London's got to have a zoo, right?
Yes, London has a zoo.
Good.
It's in
Good.
the Regent's Park.
Oh. Wow. Big zoo? Good zoo?
I have no idea. I've never been.
Well, we'll have to go. We simply must go.
Yeah,
to
because
the
I keep thinking about every time we go to LA, Evelyn's like, let's go to the LA Zoo. And I'm like, that sounds like a depressing place. It's like 100
LA
degrees out.
Zoo, it's okay. It's all right. It's kind of small. There's not a ton going on. It's okay.
It's a zoo.
The San Diego Zoo.
That's like the zoo. When you're talking about
It's
zoos,
like
that's
the
the zoo.
It's huge. I was there for a whole day once, and I feel like I barely got to see anything
That's because you were just
In the
tapping on the
sense-
glass for the gorillas to come over and eat your banana.
for 9 hours.
Sooner-
I
sooner
saw
or
so much
later.
yet so little. I felt like I saw so much, and then I look at the map and I go, "Wow, there's so much zoo still left."
Wow,
to
we've
see.
come so far.
We've come so far. Come so far.
You talked about other things that we needed to talk about. First, you talked about Epstein. Now we're talking about alien furries.
Yep.
What else has been poking around in your noodle? It sounds like you have a lot to get off your chest.
Well, did we talk about New Year's resolutions we did in the Justin episode, I believe.
Yeah.
I think. But I feel like our resolutions mayhaps have changed. Have they? I don't know.
Maybe. This year is the year I'm getting a driver's license for sure. Gotta. Well, I don't have to. I don't have to do anything
Have you
except
been
die.
have you been simming, if you will?
No, I haven't. I haven't sat in my sim racer in like a month. I got back from LA and I was like, I just want to chill on the couch.
I'm tired.
Yeah. The sim racer is a very involved thing.
It is.
But no, I want to do that. But I was telling you before we start recording that my word for this year is confidence. I have lost my confidence over the years. Not only has COVID fucked me up, but other things that have happened to me in my life and publicly that I'm not going to say, and you're just going to have to wildly guess about, have knocked my confidence
Make your
quite
assumptions, internet, as you always do.
my confidence has been shattered over the last 5 or 6 years. I just don't feel like I'm me anymore. So I want to figure out who I am again. Having sort of an identity crisis at the end of the year, as I do probably at the end of every year.
Yeah. The end of the year, as we talked about before, just always is kind of, it's a lot.
It brings the worst out in people for themselves.
I think yeah, because one, like we said before, like it's stressful, but also you think, at least for me, for the first time, because the year is ending, it's like, what did I do this year? And then you like over evaluate stuff, and it's like, did I really do anything? And blah 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 blah.
Why wasn't I
and-
more present?
Yeah, and then you think,
Well, also you
man,
have to-
another year has flown by.
You have to deal with family at the end of the year. And I don't even like go visit my family, but it's still like a thing in your brain to think about. And then you go to therapy and you talk about family stuff and your childhood and all your. Turns out I have a crap load of trauma that I have never dealt with. And I'm like, man, I didn't realize I was this fucked up.
Man,
And then it's like,
I didn't know.
I'm going to just take a day and be sad. Tough it out there, slugger.
You can do it. Confidence.
Confidence.
Confidence. We do it.
Figure something out.
No, I think this will be good.
What's
What's
your word for the year? What would you like this year to be? If you could summarize it, surmise it.
That is a good question.
Maybe something to think about. Because I don't really like doing resolutions anymore because I feel like that puts a ticker on my life. It puts a deadline on my life that I don't like. So I was like, I was even like, I don't even fully want to get my license. I at least want to start driving lessons this year because you need to do them to get your license. So I'm like, that's the first step. I'm one of those people that if I hear about like, you have to do this thing, then I'm like, well, that's not going to get done because that's a million different things to get to here. So it's like, what's step one? Itemize it.
I don't know if I can put it down into one word, but what I really want out of this year is like positive productivity, like being productive in a way that like is fulfilling and motivating to me, not just getting up and doing a bunch of shit and like getting it done and then at the end of the day being like, oh man, look, got a lot done, but boy am I tired. Like the last few days, I was telling you before we started recording, I scheduled out the next 3 months of videos.
Yeah.
And that like felt very good to me, and it felt very productive, but it also like motivated me, and it gave me a sense of like positive accomplishment. And so that's
PMA,
what I
baby.
want more of. PMA, baby.
PMA's back. 2018 be damned.
Bigger than ever. Bring it back.
It's back.
Come on.
Better, stronger than ever, even though the merch store closed.
Positive confidence attitude.
Confident mental attitude. CMA.
CMA. Come on. There it is.
Yeah, for anyone who wants to like buy Jacksepticeye merch, the store that used to do it just randomly emailed all of us and was like, "We're out of business. Sorry." I was like,
Yeah.
and I was like, "What do you want with all the stock that we have?" And I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't really want it. I don't want to do merch. I had so many other people come to me who are like, "Hey, SCP," who are Second City Prints, not Secure, Control, Protect. They were like, is that what it even stands for? They were like, they closed down. Well, you need a partner now. And I'm like, I haven't promoted merch in over a year. I don't care.
I can't even remember the last time you did merch.
I mean, I have the coffee stuff. I'm like, I'm not going to do merch and coffee and all these other things. That was another thing for this year. I'm like, just double down on the things that I have, and I'm not adding too much more.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't want to oversell stuff to my audience.
Yeah, I just want to get back to the roots of it.
I want to get back to the good old days. Mm-hmm. Why we were
You don't
here in
even
the
know
first
that you're
place.
in the good old days until they're gone, but maybe we can bring a little bit of it back.
We can
least
create
just
the new
making
old
stuff for fun.
days.
Oh, the
Good new days instead of the good old days.
The good new days.
Good new days,
2024.
everyone.
2024. The year of the good new day.
Wow. Sounds like we're making a religion. The New
Happy
Testament.
good new day.
How did they ever figure out what was the Old Testament and what was the new one? He was like, that old one sucks. I'm going to rewrite that shit.
But the old one was the current one. You know? I don't know. Who knows?
But yeah, confidence is my... What's your word for this year, everybody?
Yeah, let us know.
But yeah, New Year's resolutions usually end up in failure because you're putting a deadline on something and then you go way too hard on it and then you can't sustain it. So I'm not doing that this year.
Yeah.
It's a lot of like stuff that I want to do for myself.
Just some confidence, feeling good. I just want to be productive this year, get my channel back on track, feel good about the stuff that I'm making, and having fun.
Which is
Again.
it's not a tall order. It's all about what's going on in here. Hey, who's this guy?
Are you pointing to my brain or my heart?
Your
or
heart.
my
Your
maybe
heart.
my mouth?
I'll
My
point to
heart?
both. Who's this guy?
Who is it?
Who's Ethan? What's going on in here?
I don't know. No one ever knows. They can't figure it out.
No one, you don't want to be in here.
It's just loud. It's too fast.
Too furious.
No one can keep track. No.
I played Red Dead 2 recently. Over
The whole thing?
Not the whole thing. I've started it like 3 times. And I had a save file that was like a good bit in. It was like right before Saint Denis for anyone who's played it. And I was like, I've gotten past the Saint Denis part once. I was like halfway through it. And then I was like, this time I'm going to do it. I'm going to finish it. I've always known what the ending is. I know what happens to Arthur and all that kind of stuff. But I was like, I'm going to do it. And then I finally sat down and got to the end of Arthur's part. I'm not playing the epilogue because it's like another fucking 12 hours.
Yeah, isn't it another? I think it's another 6 or 8, or something like that.
Yeah, it's a lot. And I'm like, after what happens, I'm like, I don't want to play this. So I finally got to the end of Arthur's part and I was like, this is good. I bawled my eyes out like a big old baby.
That is something that I want to do more this year. Is I want to play more games. I want to play more games. When I was home for Christmas, my dad has a PS5, and the last time I was home, he doesn't have a bunch of games for it, and so I just went and got him a bunch of different games that I thought he would like.
Yeah.
So I got him Control, and I got him Deathloop, and I got him GTA 5 and like a few different games. But while I was home, just chilling around in the house, I was like, man, maybe I'll just start playing GTA 5 again. So I started a new campaign on GTA 5, and I was just playing that in my downtime, and it was really fun because I hadn't played that game in a very, very long time. So I was just going through all the main story missions. I probably got like a quarter of the way through or something.
Yeah, I love that game. I was thinking about playing that again after I finished Red Dead. I was like, I don't want to have to think. So now I'm playing Days Gone, which I've made a lot of fun of in the past, and it's a very dumb game.
Is that the zombie game?
Yeah. It came out on PC, and I've been playing that. I'm like, this is what I want. Just like mindless tasks to go around, and like the hordes are cool. And like that stuff's really fun, but the story, I'm like, I don't care. This is really stupid. It's the game where as they're getting married, she says, just promise to ride me as much as you ride your bike. I'm like, that's what you can expect from that game. And it's
Hell yeah,
it's kind of meant to be a bit goofier than people. I think it was trying a little too hard to like ride the Last of Us wave, I think. So everyone took it very seriously, but now playing it again, I'm like, it's not that serious. It's just a goofy game.
Yeah. I have 3 games that I want to play this year.
Go.
Games that I either started and never beat, or games that I have not played ever.
Go.
And the 3 main games that I want to play soon are Alan Wake 1 and 2, because I haven't played the original Alan Wake, and since Alan Wake 2 came out this year and everyone was ranting and raving about it, I was like, I should play those games. And then I want to play Ghost of Tsushima. Because I started that and I really liked it, and then for some reason I put it down and I just never picked it back up again.
Yeah, I like Ghost of Tsushima. That was also when I think I do a lot of break taking on YouTube apparently. But when I took a break on YouTube a while back, that was like my break game. And at first I was like, I just played The Last of Us Part 2 and then started Ghost of Tsushima, and I was like, Ghost of Tsushima is a very good game, but there's a very different level of production value gone into both of them. Because one's an open world game, and then the other one is like a straight linear story-driven experience. So like, there's more animations and everything's like way more fluid. And that's why Red Dead is such a fucking anomaly, because it's an open world game, but it has all of the detail of a linear game. But Ghost of Tsushibushi, it's a very fun game. I think it's coming to PC this year. I think there was a leak ages ago that said it had like a bunch of games on it, like GeForce Now, and everyone was like, yeah, Horizon's going to come to PC, sure. And then Horizon's on PC now, so it predicted like the start of the PlayStation exclusives coming to PC. And usually they take about 4 years after they're released to do so.
What's coming out this year in 2024? I hadn't really thought
Tekken
about that.
8 is coming out at the end of this month. The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered is coming out this month. And Persona 3 Reloaded is coming out this month.
Persona
Hopefully
3 is coming
Shadow
out
of the
in
Erd Tree
February.
is coming out this year. A lot of stuff is 2025. There's not a whole lot coming out so far this year that are like huge games.
I'm looking at a big list right now. There's not a lot.
Alone
There's
in
not
the
a lot
Dark
that I
kept
see
getting
that I'm-
postponed. So we'll see what happens with that.
That says March tentatively.
Yeah.
South Park Snow Day.
Oh, that game looks bad.
Interesting. Yeah, there's not a lot in 2024 that I'm seeing that I'm like, whoa.
No, because a lot of the COVID games came out last year, and then we had the biggest gaming year in decades.
Yeah.
So then it only suffices that we would have, when you go up the hill, you got to go back down. And then GTA 6 is 2025, so it's basically get fucked everyone else. No other games
I was about to
exist.
say that. I was like, I would hate to be a game to release. I would hate to be a game released in 2025 that's not GTA 6, because no one's gonna give a fuck about anything else.
It's going to be, I think I said it on a stream. I was like, it's going to sell 100 million in a week. And then everyone's like, there hasn't been 100 million consoles sold. And I was like, oh, okay. But I think by the time it comes out, and now that the PS5 Slim is out, And I think they're talking about a PS5 Pro and an Xbox Series X Pro for next year or for this year. It's all rumors though. It's not been confirmed. And I think with all of that combined, and GTA 6 will sell consoles as it's leading up to launch.
Yeah. And also it's going to be released on PC at the same time, isn't it? Or is it not?
They never release on PC at the same time. It's usually like a year later.
I wonder.
But it's usually worth the wait because when it comes out on PC, it has like a bunch of extra shit and then the visuals are all like much better.
I'm interested to see if they're going to do some RP stuff like baked into.
I think they are. I think they hired, not NoPixel. I think they hired like people who do RP stuff and put them on the Rockstar team to make their RP tools good enough. I think they even announced that they wanted like do RP tools like right out the gate for people and like make it a much more like moddable experience for them to be able to craft what they want.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to see if they put Disneyland in the game, since it's going to have Florida.
I didn't even think about that. It's more Miami, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but they talked about that it's going to be like Miami and like Key West, like that kind of stuff. I think like San Andreas was San Diego and Las Vegas, and then GTA 4 was like New York, but it was also kind of like bits of New Jersey. And GTA 5 then is like, it's all of LA, but it's also like
LA,
the wilderness up north of that. So I think it's going to be Miami and Orlando and like some of the Keys.
That would be so funny to see GTA's version of Disney.
And Steamboat Willie is
great.
Free range now. You can put him in.
Oh, you can just put in classic Steamboat Willie.
Yeah.
It's all come full circle.
I just hope that when GTA 6 comes out that they've upped their comedy a little bit. It feels like a lot of their parody and satire is stuck in like early 2000s South Park levels of jokes, where it's like, you want a drink? What about gay beer? And then it's like, get it? Mm-hmm. And then it's just like a video of like Republicans being pissed, and it's like they have so much resources. It's like you can make more clever satire.
That was something that I was noticing when I was replaying GTA 5 when I was home. I was like, oof, the comedy aspect of this game has not aged super well. It's very like cringy and cheesy and just like, okay, I get that you're trying to be like satirical and funny and stuff, but it's
they can't be too satirical because it's made for like 14-year-olds, so they don't want stuff to like go over people's heads. I think comedy in general has moved very far since 2013 when the game came out. So hopefully it's a bit better, because Red Dead 2, their writing quality is incredible. So like, I want that. Like, you can have your jokes and you can have your goofiness and everything, but you've shown that you can write really good dialogue. So I want like the serious stuff to be serious and the joking stuff to be like decent. I don't want it to be like, haha, pisswasser again. Mm-hmm. It's like, you're drinking piss. Because that was my problem with Cyberpunk. It's like, the future is all just tits and ass, and you want to buy a dildo? Come on down to Dildo Johnny's where you can get one yourself. It's like Rick and Morty shit.
Yeah. I just thought about this. There's probably going to be like an Everglades section of GTA 6.
Yeah, I think they said the Everglades are in it. Like, that's like the swampy area, right?
Yeah. I want to wrestle some gators. And
they show the gators and like the fan boats.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that'll be fun. That'll be, get ready for 2025, folks, because once that releases, not only will it be the only game that people are playing, but by proxy, the only game that people are like streaming and posting videos of.
Yeah.
It is going to be massive.
Wow. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I think because I didn't do a full series on GTA 5, and I'm like, why didn't I? And then I was playing Red Dead, and I was like, why didn't I do a full series on this? And like, there's some games like that where I'm like, at the time, I'm like, they're too big, and people aren't going to watch that on my channel. Like, I don't know if I have a Red Dead audience, and I'm like, I easily could have done that.
What year did GTA 5 come out?
2013.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you were on YouTube by then.
Yeah, that was like right at the Felix shout out. And and I was doing GTA 5 videos, but it was like doing silly shit like punching people walking down the street and
Yeah.
just like random crap, like stealing a blimp. But I was like, no one's going to watch the whole story. And now GTA 6 is coming out, and I'm like, I think I'm just going to play that entire thing on my channel. Because why not? And I was even thinking, I was like, if I played Red Dead now, would people watch it? And a lot of people will say yeah, but we know what that's like, when it's like a few vocal people say yes, and then you upload, and then everyone's like, this is kind of wasting our time. I wish you'd upload something else.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I was thinking about that with Alan Wake as well, but I was like, I waited 13 years for Alan Wake 2. And it's one of my favorite franchises, so I'm playing that for myself. I don't want
Playing that for you.
I don't want to like put that on the internet.
I'm excited for us this year, Sean. I think it's going to be good.
What should we do for Brain Leak this year?
Man, I want to go on some more adventures for Brain Leak.
Yeah, we should definitely do a lot more in-person stuff.
I think that we should do something where we get some sort of set here or in Brighton and
Or both.
come for a week or both. And we just do like a week of recording with a bunch of guests and stuff.
Yeah.
Because doing stuff in person is always way more fun.
Watch it be now by the end of the year. We're not even doing a podcast anymore. We just have a joint channel where we do dumb shit together.
Yeah.
Brain Leak is actually just the duo.
Yeah, I want to do more just like fun shit. And when I was in Maine, I was just seeing everybody go out on those lobster boats, and I was thinking, oh man, we gotta get us out there on those lobster boats. We gotta go.
Yeah, I think that was another thing I want to do this year, because I'm kind of in that place where I'm like, I don't really know what to do with my channel. I don't know really what I want to do in general. And it's always the end of the year where I kind of like recontextualize everything, and I'm like, okay, what's this year going to be? But I think this year I want to be in like other people's content more.
Yeah.
Like if somebody has like a dumb idea, it does suck where it's like, oh, come all the way to LA for filming one thing. I'm like, that's actually a bit too much. I don't want to do that. But
Yeah.
I want to like have that energy to do that more. And do the lobster boat thing and like go to random places and do random shit.
Yeah.
You only get one
open
life.
to opportunity. Yeah, YOLO, baby. Let's bring back YOLO for 2024.
Year of YOLO. That'll be your word for this year. YOLO.
Yes.
My
YOLO
word for
is
this
my
year
word.
is you only live once.
Hell yeah, baby. I wonder what my catchphrase will be this year. You know, last year for the podcast, it was definitely either wonderful or this is true. We'll see how my my vocabulary changes in 2024.
Yeah.
So keep your ears a listening, folks.
Keep your ears a pricking.
Should we wrap this bad boy up? The first episode of 2024?
Yeah. Why not?
Why not? Everybody, thank you so much for listening. Don't forget, wherever you're watching this,
Oh,
to
you
subscribe. or-
silly cow.
You silly cow.
You have the milk. I want you to subscribe. Oh, it's so hard making history every day.
Anyway, follow Brain Leak. Listen to Brain Leak. Join Brain Leak. Become a leak.
Yeah. Become a leaker. Let's top Joe Rogan again this year.
Yeah. Let's create new shitting stories for this year.
Oh,
New year, new shit.
if we get through 2024 without one of us shitting our pants,
It's all over.
failure of a year. Failure.
I want to go into
of a
2025 fully shat.
year. Pants loaded.
Pants loaded. Positive attitude. Anyway, I hope you have a very leaky year. I hope your resolutions all come true. And if not, maybe go fuck yourself. I don't know.
Yeah. Stay leaky, everybody. Drip, drip.
Stay leaky. Bye.